What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. John, there was a YCS. So much has happened. You usually film Mondays. What happened? My doctor's office visit took longer than normal, and it's nothing too bad. My good cholesterol is still down, even though I'm on avocados and macadamia nuts 6 out of 7 days a week to raise my healthy fat, so I'm going on fish oil. Old man stuff. You only get one body. Take care of it. And with the old man rant out of the way, let's get to the cards, starting with the Blue Eyes White Destiny Structure deck. This has continued to go up. I warned you to get them early. Hopefully you did. They had a really good bundle over on Tier 0, and they still have the 3 for 45. You can use code What'sGood5 for 5% off and to support the channel. And remember, the reason this price is up versus them isn't greed. They include free international shipping at certain amounts. I think most places will get that at just 2 of these bundles, and they are a bulkier product, so that is factored in. But when it comes down to it, we're looking at them flying off the shelf around $20 here. No box, no promo card, yikes. And that's part of the point. Now, a lot of people have pointed out in the early openings, these quarter century secret rares seem very hard to pull, and people are adding up numbers saying 2 per case. I'll wait for the mass openings to see from vendors who are opening to sell singles how that actually goes, but it does seem extremely hard to pull them, and the early pricing here at trying to get 50 per is somewhat interesting versus the value of all the staples. I haven't done an estimated value pull chop up. I'll probably get to that in a bit, but when it comes down to it, even Konami said there's a small chance, and I thought that would be 1 per case, but versus other card games, it's kind of egregious how insanely hard it is to get nice cards from Yu-Gi-Oh, and they are making sure. And also, versus getting this sealed to keep sealed, I do think it'll do good initially, but Konami likes to rewave the products, and that begs the question, since the old Blue Eye structure is one of the most reprinted of all times, I think 6 or 7 waves, when it comes to quarter century secret rares, can they reprint them after the promotion is done? I would think yes, with how they said they would never do an unlimited Starlight and then did it with Power of the Elements. So with this, will a rewave of the structure deck have chances at quarter century secret rares, or will that be exclusive to first edition? That's a gamble. And if you're keeping it sealed, you're taking that gamble, right? I can't tell you the future. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't know what Konami will do, but I still really do like this in first edition to some degree. But if they reprint the QCRs, that will mega hurt this long-term sealed. Ice Ryzeal is coming on up. I told you all that Maliss felt like it was not the top deck, and Ryzeal was, and that Ryzeal would be coming up towards WCQ season. That is what's happening. 1 at 27, but if you want a playset from top-rated sellers, you go all the way to $44. There are several listings here at $35 though, and we see it, oh my gosh, sold at $49. Yikes. Most of the sales are $28 to $30 that cleared them on out, but you can see it spiked above there several times, and now most of them are available at $35 after the YCS. So we'll see through the week if that cools down. Now, Maliss is still super viable, and it's still a very good deck, but slowly it's started to come down just a little bit. Top rated sellers here towards 42 is on the second page. On the front page, we have even a top rated seller here at 38, but again, I was trying to go by, if you're getting a full playset, it goes back to 42, but this whole front page is near $40 here and under, starting at 37 from a pretty poor feedback seller before it goes towards 38. So indeed, versus that $42 market price, people are starting to sell off their Maliss a little bit quicker and pick up Ryzeal, but it hasn't taken the top slot of the set yet. Crimson Dragon, we've talked about its low listings before, continues to go up in price, down on listings, and it's a very iconic card, but it already has a quarter century secret rare, so it may avoid getting a reprint in something like Stampede, especially since it already had a Mega 10 reprint. Let me know where you think Konami might end up putting this. Does it make Stampede because of that iconic 5Ds Dragon, or is it kind of under the radar and it'll have to fit in somewhere else? Crystron did not really make the cut versus the hype. did it. We talked about this going in. I felt like it might have been a bit too much hype, and the prices are still really up. And I saw Reddit discussions on it just is tier 2 stuck. It's really good, but it's at the wrong time, and Reddit seemed on the mark versus the YCS results. Weird, right? A tech that they're playing, though, is Dark Strike Fighter for a time, so be aware quantities are going down on this card. Not for past formats only, but for people finding a time option and Crystons for competitive events. Love playing for time. Oh yeah, the best part of the game. Oh, I hate it. Nightmare Griffin. Secret rares continue to go up. We've mentioned this, but it's continued to go to meme levels where people are like, Nightmare Griffin, you're no Apollosa. And I've seen some funny things about it, but be aware the secret rares are still mad up. The holo versions from the Mega Pack Ultras have continued to go up, but you still have a super easy access rare thanks to Genesis Impact. Salesman has been seen as a tech making it even into top cut, so be aware some decks like this one, and the secret rare out of Battles of Chaos has gone way up in price towards $2 whole. But it's still a pretty neat tech, and the super rare, very easy access out of the Megatons. Metaltronus as a super rare. I believe this is a counter to Ryzeal, correct me if I'm wrong, but people are using it against it or in mirror matches. It has spiked once again heavily towards $6 for this super rare, with only one printing out of Legacy of Destruction. Prime Might, the Lordly Low to watch. I can't believe he's doing the my heart goes out to you thing right here. Anyways, jokes aside, it's towards $80 at this point, continues to get crazy sales, and a lot of sales have peaked at 70, with a couple going up towards 80, 90. Man, my heart does go out to you if you did not get this card for cheap. Quarter Century Bonanza is a very interesting set because a lot of cards have come back down in value as attention went to the Blue Eyes cards, but they're still extremely low on quantities. And then we have, again, Stampede coming around the corner versus Bonanza. I get the two names mixed up a little, so if I do switch those, I apologize. But seriously, with Stampede coming, Bonanza cards will get looked up. So will Rarity 2 and Rarity 1. People reach back and a card can make them go and finish off a collection. So I do look forward to seeing what's in there. And remember, there was a lot of speculation on Dark Magician support, and we're starting to see a piece or two of that appear. And people are going, oh, this confirms it all. We'll have to wait and see. But I would say that I like the Megaton Dark Magician the most, but the LOB art still holds a place in my heart. Speed Duel Battle City, I did mention that I like the swords in here, and it is going down in quantities, but something interesting is that Tribe Infecting Virus Common is getting bought out when there's a secret rare right here, and it's also a pretty good candidate to get a quarter century secret rare in those kind of cards. King of the Swamp also looks really nice in here, and people have started going for that. It has 15 listings, so be aware of that. I gotta say, in Prismatic Secret Rare, the God cards look kinda nice too. Something that doesn't exist on TCG Player that may be actually hurting the price because there's not enough places to sell it and attention for it is the 2024 World Championship envelopes. Doomcowl and Swords are both super iconic cards, and it's gone down under triple digits. This is the most affordable envelope, but I also warned that it could be one of the most populated of all time, and showing those locals that got freaking 40 envelopes in, and while others got 2, the distribution was very weird. So be aware, under triple digits is kind of nice for these cards. You might want to pick yours up. I don't have a link for eBay or anything, but go wild if you've been waiting for these. I think it's an excellent time personally, but you never know. It could continue to come down in price as well. We have Edison here from the YCS, and one of my favorite players, Marcus Hayden, got into the top 3, got himself an oversized pot, agreed with this list, and I think that it's kind of cool to see Gigaplant doing it once again. And E3 here talks about the people who were saying it's so bricky, it can't do it. Well, Power Tool Ultimate Rare got bought out here. Gigaplant is getting sales as well as a knee-jerk reaction to it for these OG ones. You can see so many purchased in the last couple of days, but yeah, it's really Power Tool that's gone haywire in price. People spending $150 on first edition ultis, and then there's the ghost rare for this thing too. So this deck was super represented in Top Cut and did very well. Crystal Clear Wing Synchro Dragon continues to go kind of crazy in price, so just be aware we talked about Speedroid support and Speedroid prices. I forgot to bring this one up, that it's still really up there in price at $16 to $18. Thanks for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy these conversations. And I'll try to keep the old man rambling to a minimum, but I do like to explain why a change in schedule versus usual Monday stuff with a big event would happen.